Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of Fueling Tomorrow. I'm your host, Erin Bailey, and today I am joined by Bryce Pruitt, event director for the Tall City Memorial Stair Climb and Benefit Concert. And Bryce, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Today we are talking all things about the event, and Diamondback is so excited because we're a big sponsor of it this year. But let's just talk about the event as a whole. What is it?
So it's a memorial event for 9/11. These kind of events happen all over the country, usually in cities a lot larger than Midland, but we've been going since 2017. It's an event that is a memorial for the first responders that were lost on 9/11 in the Twin Towers. The event is usually taking place in the staircase of a high-rise building. Some places, including ours, it takes place in a stadium. The Twin Towers were 110 floors. So we climb 110 floors in honor of the first responders that were lost on 9/11. Um, our event started in 2017 when people weren't able to get into other stair climbs in the area. In Texas, they happen in El Paso and Houston and San Antonio, Dallas, but they sell out very quickly. So a lot of people that were able to get in were traveling from here at least 4 hours in any direction. So we started our own and have been going ever since. we In the beginning, we started doing this in the Wilco. We have a good relationship at the fire department with the Wilco, and we use their building for training and fitness to climb stairs for our job at the fire department quite a bit. So when we wanted to start this event, Christy, the former manager at the Wilco property, said she wanted to host, and then she was also a part of the DMMD board
What's
and
that?
Downtown Midland Management District.
Okay.
They promote activities in downtown Midland just to bring attention. Also a nonprofit, but they donate money to help put on certain events that are held in downtown Midland. So she said, let's also do a concert after the stair climb to bring awareness just to Midland's first responders and as a way for the community to connect with first responders in Midland. So it's kind of a two-part event, which also makes ours very unique.
I know. Are other stair climbs like that?
I don't know of any that have anything like that. I know Dallas stair climb, San Antonio, nowhere in Texas that I know of have
Okay.
anything that follows up like that. Um, so that has gone from a very small event from year one to now
Did
it's
you
a
guys have
very
a
large
benefit
event.
concert year one as well?
We did.
Oh, wow.
We
So
had
it's
it.
been like this since the get go.
So the first one was also down here in downtown, right in front of the Bank of America building in the kind of plaza area of the
Oh,
Bank of America
because
building at the corner of
Centennial Park
Bixby.
wasn't a thing.
Centennial Park was not a thing. And
Wow.
if I remember right, the old courthouse was still where
Yeah.
Centennial Park sits. So it's grown quite a bit since then. A lot's changed.
And then with the first years, with it being in the Wilco, at that point, it was just open to first responders. And I know COVID kind of had a play in switching it to the stadium. But with that, you get to have civilians. So talk to me about what that transition was like.
So most of these stair climbs are only for first responders. On 9/11, 343 firemen from FDNY passed away. And then if you add in law enforcement and EMS workers, it comes out to 411. So most places just do 411 for their participation. And that's what we were doing in the
Oh, and
beginning
that's
as
where they
well.
cap it.
That's where they cap it.
Wow.
And with that, the only first responders can climb, no civilians. And each person that registers to climb, they're given a lanyard
Mhm.
with the name of one of the 411 first responders that died on 9/11. So you're not just there to participate and be a part of the event. You're actually climbing in someone's honor with their name around your neck, making it very personal. We were doing it in the Wilco, which made it very tight, but very realistic, right? It's hot
Yeah.
in there, not a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
air movement, lots of up and down. So the Wilco's 22 floors. So we need 110. So it made it 5 full stair climbs of the
Mhm.
Wilco building to get our 110, which made it very convenient. In 2020, we skipped because of COVID. And then in 2021, when we resumed the event, we moved it to Astound Broadband Stadium so that we could get it outdoors, fresh air,
Yeah.
COVID safety, all the
Mhm.
things. And when we did that, that gave us more room. So we decided to open it up to civilians to climb as well. And we increased our participation by somewhere between 300 and 400 people just by allowing civilians to start climbing and
Wow.
participate in the event. And because it's a memorial where we want lots of participation, it's a benefit, and we can discuss that later how the benefit piece works. But with that kind of participation and growth financially for the sake of the benefit, it didn't make sense to go back to the Wilco or any
Hmm.
stairwell and building and to put ourselves in a position to where we had to reduce participation. So it is still currently being held at the stadium.
And from the first year you allowed civilians to now, have you seen a growth even from them? Like from
Uh,
that date?
Probably around 200 and or so in from 2021 to last year.
Okay. And
So
how many people total did you have climb last year?
a little over 700.
Wow.
So
That's a lot.
that's quite a bit of people.
And let's talk about the event, like the day of. So a lot
Mhm.
of people are like, okay, 110 flights, that seems a little intimidating,
Sure.
but it's really, I don't, okay, this will be my fifth year to do it. I don't think it's that bad, but I know I work out. So I probably am like a biased opinion, but it's not, it's, you take it at your own pace.
So for civilians, I think the most participation has come out of the fitness community.
Hmm.
Um, the fitness community comes out, they want to support the event, they want to put in a workout, and really it's a the stair climb part of the event is a somber memorial type
Yeah.
event. It's not an athletic event, it's not a race, it's a quiet event where we're all suffering in
Yeah.
unison while we remember those that their names are being worn around our neck. There are plenty of people that show up and participate that aren't from the fitness community, they just want to participate. um, with that said, since it's not a race, it's not a competition, no one is counting.
Hmm.
There we have people that show up and they complete one round through the stadium based on the layout, and then there's people that finish, but nobody's counting. So we don't want people to be deterred from showing up because they don't
Yes.
feel like they can finish. Do your best, but no one's counting. It's not a competition, there's no awards given, there's no it's not being timed, anything of that nature.
And let's talk about, it is a memorial event. So you guys have the bagpipes out there that go off two times during that. So talk us
Mhm.
through that. And is that something that you see at every stair climb, or is that something that's unique to Midland?
I bet that occurs in several places, and that happens with a right after a moment of silence. So we start on site registration about 7 a.m. in the morning. We start the climb around 8 a.m. We open the event with Pledge of Allegiance, national anthem, an invocation of some sort from someone in the community, and then our climb coordinator usually has something to say. He's written something up about the event while we're there. And then we start climbing. That way, we are climbing at the time that the first tower fell.
Hmm.
And then when at the time that the first tower fell, we call a moment of silence. Everybody stops, quick moment of silence, bagpipes play. We resume climbing. At the time the second tower fell, we repeat that. Quick moment of silence, bagpipes play, and then we go ahead and finish the event. And it starts at 8 a.m. and most of our climbers are usually done um, by or before 11. So
Yeah.
yeah, easily 2 to 3 hours. The super fit people that go through it as fast as they can, are done much quicker than that. But usually everybody's done by 10:30, 11 o'clock.
And like you said, it's at your own pace. So, and
It's
if you
at your own
can't
pace.
finish, no worries.
Yep.
We are there in honor of those that
And
passed away.
if you're super nervous about any of that with 600 to 700 people there, nobody is paying attention to what anybody else is doing.
Oh, yeah.
We're all just trying to
We're
survive.
trying not to trip. That
We're trying just to survive because it is quite the task.
And that's what at Diamondback, we're trying to get a group of employees together to do it. And that's one of our perks for being a sponsor. But some of the employees have come to me and they've been like, I don't think I can do that. And I'm like, you don't, it doesn't matter. I was like, show up, even if you complete half a flight, like
Sure.
just be there, be with everyone. And it just really makes you think about the sacrifice that you guys do in your jobs every day. So,
Yeah, and I think that this event helps with younger generations, with the
mhm.
youth. We have firemen at Midland Fire Department right now that were not alive
It's
when
so
the towers fell.
it's so wild to think that that's the thing.
We do kids and 12 and under are free. We have kids there that are only reading about this in history books that they
Mhm.
have no idea. So I think this really brings the community together to not just as a memorial event, but also an education conversation with the younger generation.
And with Diamondback support, we are the meet and greet sponsor. So we
Mhm.
talked about the climb, and now we have the benefit sponsor,
So
the
the
benefit concert. So you've already put it out there. Carly Pierce is coming to Midland.
Carly Pierce is coming to Midland.
Let's talk about how that has changed in the past years too. How you guys are trying to bring in a bigger name for this concert.
Yeah, that gets very expensive. So in the beginning, the first couple of years, we were using local talent, some talent from across Texas. But over time, the event has grown to where finances and support have allowed us to come up with the talent level as well, which brings in more people to the event itself. So stair climb ends around 11. Everyone goes home, showers, takes a nap,
Yeah.
relaxes a
Gears
little
up.
bit. And then that evening, we all reconvene in Centennial Park, downtown Midland, for the concert. And yeah, this year it is Carly Pierce, and which is good. I think we'll have a great turnout. Her management was telling me that she hasn't been to Midland or to West Texas since she opened for Blake Shelton last time he was in Lubbock. So
Oh my
it's been a
gosh.
really long time since she's been around. So we're
Wow.
glad to have her.
And she's grown as an artist too. So,
Definitely has grown.
and then the
Definitely has grown.
electric drips
The,
gypsies are the openers,
the
right?
Electric Gypsies are the
So what
openers.
time does the concert actually kick off?
Gates open at 6:30, and then shortly after that, the Gypsies will go on. And then while we're doing a set change between the Gypsies and Carly Pierce, we'll have a live auction where we'll be auctioning off some items that businesses around the community have donated that also go towards the fundraising aspect of this event.
And this whole event is a fundraiser.
This whole
S-
event is a fundraiser.
And this is for the Professional Firefighters Association of Midland. And talk to us about what that is.
Yes, ma'am. So you may hear us refer to it as PFAM, the
Hmm.
Professional Firefighters Association of Midland. There's an international association underneath that. There's a state association and then local associations at the local level, obviously. And the Midland Fire Department, we have the um, PFAM is a local here in Texas, and it is made up of members of the fire department here locally. We do a lot of things around the community, lots of fundraisers, lots of giving back is mainly our mission. Um, and under that umbrella, we have the Professional Firefighters Association and Midland Charitable Foundation, which is a nonprofit that we've created just since this event has grown to what it was. Year one, I think we brought in about 25,000, and last year it was about 125,000.
Wow.
So with the rapid growth of the event
Hmm.
because of the support of the Midland community and the businesses here, we've had to really change the way we operate to move that kind of money through through the new foundation. And so we created that for obviously tax purposes and all the things, and then also to give some sort of incentive and benefit back to our donors that have made the event so successful. Um, what we do in the foundation is it's basically just a benevolent fund. It's not just for Midland firefighters. We support other first responders anywhere and everywhere, and members of the community as well, civilians. So most of the time, people's financial needs that we deal with are usually medical. Um, but we've given checks as well to civilians who have just lost their house in a fire and they need a
Hmm.
hotel and toiletries for the night. When Riadosa burned a couple of weeks ago, or a couple months ago now, four firemen in Riadosa lost their house in the
Mm.
fire. So we made a donation to those guys. We've made donations to PD officers here in Midland during their times of need. So this money we raise is for the community. It is not just for members of PFAM.
And how long that the charitable part was started with the start of the event, but how long has PFAM been a thing in Midland?
I don't know the inception date of PFAM, but
Before your time.
I've been at Midland Fire Department for 18 years, and PFAM was a thing when I came to Midland Fire. So it's been around a while.
And you guys have this event, which is obviously the reason we're talking here today, but what other events do you guys have throughout the year?
The other fundraiser that brings in quite a bit of money is we have the Lee Wise Memorial benefit golf tournament,
Mhm.
and that does well. We have great support from the community and in donations, sponsorships, and we sell out of teams every year for that, and also have a waiting list to get into that deal. And same thing, we have a great turnout. It brings in a lot of money, which also goes into the same benevolent account within the foundation.
And if people want to support, we know that maybe the climb just isn't for everyone, even though now they know they can come no matter what athletic
Mhm.
ability they are at. What other ways can they get involved?
Um, just come watch, be a part of the event. So when we were doing it in the Wilco, um, the guys are in the staircase. Media couldn't see them, families couldn't see them. There was just no room for anybody but the participants, and that's one benefit that has come with doing it at the stadium is we have a stadium full of
Yeah.
seats, so we have um, guys and girls that climb, and maybe their families don't, but their families are able to sit in the stands and watch and still participate and see their loved one competing with themselves to finish the event. It's also allowed the media access they haven't had before. And then other ways that you can participate other than that is through the concert. I mean,
Hmm.
we might have 600 or 700 people at the climb, but 3 to 5 thousand at the concert that they don't even know the climb happened. They're
Yeah.
coming there for the concert for Carly Pierce, and so that's one way we sell merch that all gets put any profit for that gets put back into the event, and then we have a full list of sponsorships that are available for the event, some that pertain to the climb, most of them pertain to the concert.
Hmm.
That way our donors, Diamondback, and anybody else that supports the event is going to get the most benefit out of their brand being shown to the community as to who they support. So we've sold a lot of sponsorships for this year already. We have a few left that aren't sold out yet. So yeah, we would definitely be interested in somebody reaching out if there's people that want to contribute and they haven't. So there's lots of ways to contribute and participate without just being a climber.
And have you been the event director since 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
So, for you personally, what's your favorite part of the event?
Um, just seeing the support of the community when everybody shows up because this this event is very unique from just producing a concert or just putting on a charity event or organizing a stair climb that's done in 3 hours.
Hmm.
Um, I will start work. This event will take place. It takes place on Saturday, September 11th, or the Saturday before September 11th every year. So I could tell you what date the event is 10 years from now. We work on this event all year long. I will have people leaving the event this year committing to sponsorships from next year because of how much fun they had at the event. So, um, especially the fundraising piece never stops. So when you work all year on an event with fundraising and organizing and planning, and then the day it happens, seeing thousands of people show up and seeing the fruit of your labor, that's the most rewarding part to me. But seeing the stair climb event itself grow in attendance has also been very rewarding. Seeing the amount of people that want to come out and remember those lives that were lost on 9/11.
And I think that's what Ashley, my coworker, and I talked in our last podcast about what our favorite events are in the year. And this was one of them. And I think it's because that climb portion is so meaningful in remembrance of those that passed away. And I'm hoping that with this, a lot of people do know about the concert. They see it downtown, it's
Mhm.
been set up for a few days. They're like, what's going on at Centennial Park? And they look it up. But I'm hoping that they realize that the real meaning of the event is what takes place in the morning. And then we just get to celebrate at night.
Yeah, so this was a topic. I do all of my marketing and media type stuff through Chasm Creative, and last year we were discussing about when people come to the concert. 3, 4, 5,000 people. They've donated all this money to the event, but they've never been to the climb. They're
Hmm.
there to have a good time at the concert, and all that's great, and they think they're supporting firemen, and all that's true, but they have no idea what they missed in the morning. that they missed the stair climb. So last year was the first year that we got together and we put together a commercial of a lot of just the same things that we're talking about right now, the mission. And we ran that commercial in between during the set change right before the auction took place so
Okay.
that people see some videos and some photos of what they missed in the morning and a brief description of what the event's about. So hopefully people that had never been to the climb but were at last year's concert and saw that know about the climb this year and have more of a idea and better understanding of what their money and their support goes to, so we can see the climb attendance continue to grow just like we see the concert attendance continue to grow.
And is there a deadline for people to register?
So we have online registration open now on Eventbrite. You can find that link on event or you can find us through Eventbrite, or you can go to any of our social media pages and
And
get a
we'll put
link
it
over
in
to it
the
on
description too.
Eventbrite. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook as well. And then we have our own website, tallcitymemorialstairclimb.com. Um, and then there is registration on site the morning of. So if you don't know if you're available or not, or your plans are up in the air, yes, you can show up at Astound Broadband Stadium the morning of and register on site. We open that at 7. Climb starts at 8. So if you don't pre-register, you can still come.
And with your stair climb registration, you get a shirt, a challenge coin, a bag, a few other little goodies,
Mhm.
and then also admission to the concert.
Yeah, so we have multiple ticket options on Eventbrite or on site. You can, if you register for the climb, you get you get the goodie bag that you were talking about, and then your stair climb ticket does include a general admission ticket for the concert, so no need to buy both. Um, and then you can also find we have a VIP section with tables that are sold and reserved for the donors, but we have a standing room only area in the
Mhm.
VIP section that is open to the public. So when you're on our Eventbrite page, you may see a separate ticket available for VIP standing room only. It gives you access to everything all the other VIPs have. It's just not at the tables. Um, and then and that's not included with your climb registration. That's just a general admission. So that would have to be bought separately. But we do have several ticket options. And for the concert, you can also buy your concert tickets online ahead of time. And then
Mhm.
obviously we will still be selling tickets at the gate. And we don't raise our prices for tickets at the gate the day of, like a lot of people do. It'll be the same. So if you're unsure if you're going to make it or not, you can wait till the last minute.
Even though we really hope you don't. We hope you sign up now.
We don't. And really, the concert isn't as big of a deal, but the climb is a big deal. I don't know if it's just firemen. It seems like it's most of the public that everybody waits till the last minute. You know, I tell my guys at the fire department, which I have access to tell them these things, is we're trying to plan ahead. We're trying to stuff goodie bags with the size t-shirt that you put on
Mhm.
registration on those to make registration move quicker. Please register sooner than later so that I have time to stuff all those bags correctly with the size shirt everyone picked and all that thing. But everyone still waits till the night before. Within 40, probably 90% of our registration for the climb comes in the 48 hours leading up to. So
It's so wild to me
yeah,
because I'm a planner.
yeah.
But I also think too, maybe now that they know you don't need to wait to see if you're going to be in shape for that day. Just come out and support, but sign up in advance.
No, and we have lots of guys that, in terms of getting ready, we have lots of guys that they know they're going to do it and they start getting ready as a crew, which we have guys, especially stations that kind of surround the downtown area,
Mhm.
depending on what district they're in. They work out at the Wilco
I know,
regularly.
I saw them there yesterday.
Yeah. So we've got several crews, especially the crews that cover the downtown area and maybe climbing stairs in a real call,
Mhm.
that work out at the Wilco pretty regularly. And then we have other crews that as the stair climb gets close, they're making trips to the Wilco they normally don't, or the stadium or our training tower at Harris Field, prepping for the stairs, because you can be very fit and not fit to climb stairs. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a whole different ball game, and so a lot of firemen are planning ahead and getting ready so that they can make the climb and hopefully survive it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, okay, no one's gonna die.
no one's gonna die for real, and
And
if
I
they
feel
do,
like I've obviously brought that up a few times, but I think that's what deters people the most.
well, and we will have several hundred paramedics there
Yeah, yeah,
if
you're in the
if anything
perfect
happens,
place.
but we've never had a medical event take place at one of our events. Uh,
And we hope that continues.
I would love for that track record to continue for
Yeah, it will.
2024. Um, but yeah, and the firemen, they wear bunker gear. They
Mhm.
climb the way firemen were climbing on 9/11. So when we're in our full gear and an air pack, we're about 70 pounds heavier
Yeah.
than normal. So that's a whole different thing. In September in Midland, Texas, it's still not cool here yet. And, our gear is 3 layers, and one of those layers is a thermal barrier. And right when we're in fire, it's trying to keep the heat away from
Mhm.
us, but it's also keeping the heat that we generate inside that gear. So as the climb goes on, you'll see bunker jackets getting
Yeah.
zipped down lower and lower because guys are trying to release some of that heat. Cops usually climb in their tactical gear to add a little bit of a challenge. And then a lot of the fitness community, especially CrossFitters, when they show up, they've got their weighted vest on,
Mhm.
and they're making it a little harder and more of a workout out of it. But there is no requirement of any type of special gear or what you need. I mean, if bare minimum, just wear comfortable shoes and some sort of athletic gear. But there's no special requirement of attire for the climb portion.
I think we've touched on everything. Is there anything else that you want the community to know about this event?
Oh, and I don't think so. I think we've covered everything. We just like to see everybody come out. And if you can't make the climb, definitely try to make the concert. It'll be a really good time. The concert is family friendly. We've got
Mhm.
jumpers for the kids. We'll have just about anything you could want to search for in the food court. Um, Adult and non adult beverages are sold at the event. Merch will be sold at the event for the event, as well as the band merch
Okay.
for the people that come. Um, we usually end somewhere between 11 and midnight. Uh, we do partner with the Doubletree Hilton across the street from Centennial Park. They do a special for us for people that come from out of town. Um, they give a discounted rate for climbers, and they give a discounted rate for people at the concert. If when you leave the concert, you don't want to drive home, you want to stay here, or if you're just from out of town and going home isn't an option. And the same for the climb. And if when you register online for the concert or the climb, when you get your receipt in that email, there will be a link for you to be able to go straight to the Hilton's website and get one of those rooms at a discounted rate. Or if that's a game time decision for you, the day of the event, you can just let the people at the front desk know you're with our event, and you'll get that same discounted rate. Um, like I said, there's not a lot of these events that happen just everywhere. So a lot of people do travel for these
Mhm.
events. So we get quite a bit of participation from people that live out of town. And so, the stair climb registration starts at 7 a.m. and then the climb begins at 8. Well, if you live out of town, you don't want to drive in that morning. So that the Doubletree Hilton extends that rate to Friday night too. So that if you're coming in for the climb early Saturday morning, you can come in Friday and wake up here in Midland, and you're not having to drive in from wherever you live. And then, of course, Saturday night as well. And then they also offer valet parking for people at the concert, even if you're not a guest of the hotel,
Nice.
because parking can get tight downtown, especially
Yeah.
around an event where this many people come. So that's been a big help as well.
Bryce, thank you so much for coming to talk about this today.
Hey, you got it. Thanks for having us.
Of
Anything we
course.
can do to get the word out. So.
Yes. Everyone, on behalf of Bryce and myself, that does it for episode 4 of Fueling Tomorrow. We'll chat next time.